Hi computer enthusiasts, today I want to show you how to create an application and publish it as a Docker container. However, before we dive into the topic, why would you use Docker? So maybe you have already created an application and you know that you have to deploy this application not only on your computer but on computers outside of your own home. And for this you can use RPM packages, Debian packages or whatever packages. The problem is you get into dependency hell. Suddenly you find out your application only runs on your own computer, and on the other computers you cannot be sure because these other computers may have different libraries, they may have a different Python version or whatever programming language you use. So what can you do? You can package your complete operating system into a virtual machine and use this to serve your application. So this would mean this here, you deploy a VM. The problem is this takes too long. The VM has to boot the operating system every time you start one and it has to carry all this overhead. So one alternative or one option that gets more and more popular is using containers. These containers will bring the application and the libraries, all the dependencies, including the programming language, for example, Python, with them. So that means you can be sure enough that your application will run. However, you do not have all the overhead of a virtual machine. And this is what I want to show you today. Okay, we start with a super simple example here, just an application displaying Hello World. As you can see, I have changed to the root user and then I have made sure that docker.io is installed. Here it was already installed, but this is how you would install it. Then I go I create a directory, and in the directory I make sure that a Dockerfile exists. This Dockerfile says use the latest Ubuntu image and then build the image, the Docker image, by running apt-get and installing nginx. Nginx is a web server. Then the last step is that it overwrites the content of the default HTML file with hello world. And that is it. Afterwards, when the container will be started, it will just run the command nginx, and that's what this Docker file says. Let's now build the Docker container. You use the command docker build -t hello container dot here. So dot is for the current working directory. Hello container is the name of the container that we will be building. Remember, this container will take over the role of a virtual machine, so it will contain all Ubuntu images that are by default installed, plus your nginx, plus this default HTML file. I'm now starting this build just to give you an idea how long it takes. So this was quick, but I had built the container before anyway. So the container now exists. Okay, next step is to run the container. I do it here. I tell via the command -p 8080 that it shall use the port 8080. So when you go with it via a browser, you will have to make sure that you address this port. So let's run this Docker container. And we get a beautiful ID of the container that has been started. We can verify if it is running using the command docker ps. And now let's use the command wget to find out if it really serves as a web service. So I'm getting index.html and I say cat index.html, and it contains indeed hello world, just like we wanted it. So our container is running and serving hello world as a web server. And just in case you do not trust me, I have opened a browser, opened the firewall on the server, and made sure that I get this hello world also shown in the browser, just as it is supposed to be. So sometimes you want to connect to your virtual machine to find out what's going on, to do some troubleshooting or something like this. You may also want to connect to your Docker, and for this we have the command docker exec, so execute. You just execute the bash, the shell, inside a running container. Let's try this. So here we are root inside the container with this ID, and we can use just normal commands, Linux commands, to navigate around. Let's see if we can find the default HTML site. And for this, we go to var www/html, and here we have all the default HTML files, in this case only one, say cat index blah blah blah, and we see it just contains hello world as it is supposed to be. I was now interested how big my Docker images are, how much space they occupy on the hard disk, and I'm positively surprised. Look here, our hello container only occupies 138 megabyte of disk space. Compare this with the 5 gigabyte or whatever you get when you create a virtual machine. So it's actually a really economic thing to do. And the other cool thing is, now that we have a Dockerfile, we can easily use what cloud providers have already made available to publish Docker containers using build and Docker files. So here I'm in Google Cloud Console. I work for Google, but this here is completely my private pleasure, hobby. So I would click on Connect Repository here, then select GitHub, and select the right repository, which is Docker Hello World. And then it will automatically build from the Dockerfile, and we know already it works because we have tried it out, and now we can have it managed completely for us. Let's see how that works. Now it will trigger cloud build, that will create a container, then it will trigger cloud run, which will run the container, and then we will be able to connect to this service and see our wonderful greeting. I just say allow public access, so everybody will be able to see this, and click on create, and soon hopefully everybody will be able to be greeted as the world. And here we already have a URL. Okay, after this short time travel, I had to correct the port number to be 80, not 8080, and now it works. I can go to this URL and find my nice greeting there. And now let's create a new version of our program, of our application, and it will be automatically updated in the system as well. So let's try it. Dockerfile, I click on edit, and I do not want to greet the world any longer with hello. I want to greet the moon with hi. So I replace hello world by hi moon. And I say commit changes and really commit the changes. Changes have been committed, and then suddenly Cloud Build gets wind of this and will create a new image and start this new container. It's now less than 5 minutes later. Not 5 minutes have passed. However, I have done nothing in Cloud Run. Cloud Run has detected automatically that the GitHub repository has changed and has built a new version of it and has published it here. And now when I click on the URL, it no longer says hello world, but it says hi moon. And this is just the beginning. If you go to docker.com, you find many more images on which you can build and where you can use the functionality that is already included. You can use, for example, AI containers and use all their functionality. You can do it with all kinds of stuff. And this is the fascinating thing about Docker. And I would love nothing more than some comments from you that you have started your Docker journey and what you have discovered. Thank you.